First off, let me apologize for all the other guys I didn't treat you right, girl. And let me ease your mind, girl. Oh yeah.
I don't think this is as serious anymore.
Imminent threat detected.
So who we doing? Who we trapping?
Hi everybody, this is DrkBLADExx, Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. What's good? As the title of the video, we're doing the feat known as Pick 1. It takes place in the Tier 6 raid, which is part of Halls of Power Part 1 DLC. This raid is known as League Hall Lockdown. Per definition of this feat, you must defeat both bosses one time, trapping one boss, then one time trapping the other boss for each type of situation that can happen in this room. Think of it as environmental attacks. Right now you see that Deadly Beams is up. So for Deadly Beams, you must trap it one time with Mantis, then one time with Calabac. Then there's two more situations. There's Arctic Winds, and then there's Disintegrating Field. For each of those environmental attacks, you must trap each boss one time all the way through before defeating the raid. I hope everybody actually understands what I just said. Okay, so for each type of environmental attack, Deadly Beams, Disintegrating Field, Arctic Winds, you must trap Mantis or Calabac. You actually have to do them both, but you gotta trap Mantis one time using all three of those. You gotta trap Calabac every time using all three of those. And that's as a hero. As a villain, you have to trap Barda all times using three of those, and you have to trap Mr. Miracle all times using all three of those. Now, because you have to trap Mantis and Calabac one time, and then Barda and Mr. Miracle, this feat is not transferable, because heroes can't trap Big Barda. However, what will happen is, if by chance you're on your hero and you're doing the villain version of this, Big Barda will count for Mantis, and Mr. Miracle will count for Calabac, and vice versa. So keep that in mind. Put it this way. You know how you guys did, for instance, let's say, Artifacts of the Past. Hero side, you fight Calabac. Villain side, you fight Mr. Miracle. So those two are the same, pretty much. And when you go to the raid League Hall Secure, League Hall Breach, my bad. League Hall Security Breach? Yeah. When you go into that alert, and you fight Mantis, Mantis is the same thing as fighting Big Barda. So they're vice versa, they go together. So if you queue up for this and you only get villain side, but you're a hero, or you only get hero side and you're a villain, it still can count for you. Just remember that those two mean the same thing. Alright? So just remember, Calabac, Mr. Miracle, same thing. Big Barda, Mantis, same thing. Also remember, both bosses must be defeated one time caging each other all the way through. So, if you start off caging Mantis in a raid, you must keep caging him over and over again until you kill the other boss. Alright? Until you defeat that raid. Don't switch off in between those, how can I say it? Don't switch off in between the same raid. You will actually void the feat. So don't, in the same raid, cage Mantis and then mess up and cage Calabac, or you cage Big Barda and then mess up and cage Mr. Miracle. You will mess the feat up. You actually will void the feat, and you'll have to do it again next run. Alright? If you start off caging Mantis, keep caging Mantis. If you start off caging Calabac, keep caging Calabac. If you start off caging Mr. Miracle, keep caging Mr. Miracle. If you start off caging Big Barda, keep caging Big Barda. In that same run. Whoever you picked to cage, you have to keep caging in that same run for the feat to pop. Alright? Now, keep in mind, there are 3 environmental attacks, and you have to cage the 2 bosses that you're supposed to cage for all 3 of them, which means you have to do this at least 6 times. At least. That's saying there's a miracle, and every time you queue up, you get what you need. You have to do this at least 6 times, but most likely you're gonna have to be queuing up for this several times, just trying to get the right combination. You need the right environmental attack, and you also need to make sure you cage the right boss. So it really depends on what the room gives you. Because you can control what boss you cage, as long as everyone in your group is okay with you caging that said boss. It takes communication. This also takes getting a group together, especially with the high CRs there are now in the game. As you can see in our group, we got someone who's like 130, and there's like 140s going around in the game. However, However, nowadays we have CRs that are 180 and higher. These people are going to be able to one-shot bosses, which means you won't even be able to cage anybody because the gun won't show up in time. The boss will be dead. So this takes communication. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to get them to actually want to talk back and actually do what they're supposed to do. Alright, but let's say you have an idea group. You guys are all in here at the same CR. How do you actually beat this? Because, you know, you're going to have to actually beat this. And from the point of someone who's can just queue up for it, you know, so you're not all that strong, but you can just queue into it. How do you actually do this and beat this? It's going to take a team. You're going to need probably 2 of each role. Probably. Okay, you really only need the 1 tank, but especially since you're going to be using the gun. You only need the 1 tank, but you're going to need 2 healers, maybe 2 trolls. You might be able to get by with just 1 troll, depending on how good your troll is, but you're going to need the 2 healers. Alright? You're going to need the DPSs. Pickups are going to be necessary. They're going to be a must. And people are going to have to be aware of the mechanics in the room. Right now we have Arctic Field. If you're not a high CR, which, you know, if you're at level to Q in here, you are not. Don't stand inside the Arctic Field. That goes for tanks too as well. Learn the mechanics, learn where things pop up at, and try to avoid them as best as possible. There are a few safe spots. Save deadly beams, which hits pretty much everywhere inside the room. There are a few safe spots. Actually, if you're a flyer, this might be even best for you. You know, this might be a really good thing if you're a flyer. Alright. So, like, pick which one you're going to trap, and trap them for the rest of that run. Alright. Once you finally beat that run, then trap the other one if the same mechanic pops up. This will also take you actually going up into the feat menu and actually seeing what you and your other teammates will actually need. Depending on that, you know what to do when you go in there. And this may take several queues. You won't always get, say, Arctic Field. You won't always get deadly beams. You won't always get disintegrating field. You're going to have to actually, like, re-queue tons of times. And you won't be able to tell what you're going to have until after you defeat the first boss. So you're going to queue in here, defeat the first boss, and then you'll see exactly what you have to work with. Alright guys, there is... Pick one. It just popped for a few leaguers. Well, for 1 actually. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This is DrkBLADExx, Ex of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk, Division Leader for DCUO. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you guys out. If you need any help, leave a comment in the section below. I will get back to you. If you like this video, hit a like, hit a subscribe, and I'm putting out a lot more videos, guys. Thanks for watching. Dark Enforcers, Darkness Rises. Alright guys, a little extra credit. This is the actual feat right here. You need to do 6 things to get this 1 feat. It's a 2-star, aka it's 25 points. 1 star being 10, 2 star being 25, 3 stars being 50, and the new 4 star being 100. But that feat just came in a couple days ago thanks to the newest DLC, Amazon Fury Part 3. Anyway, you guys can pause it right here and look at this. See you later. Remember, this feat also works for villains, so just replace the names. Mantis, Big Barda, Calabac, Mr. Miracle. See ya.